My YouTube channel. Today we are going to be doing Glow Up Deku Part 2. Let's get straight into the video. We last left off where Izuku Midoriya finishes off the zero-pointer with his finisher move. Let's skip to 2 weeks into the first day of the UA high school. As soon as Izuku walks through... Sorry for the interruption. Let's continue. So as Izuku Midoriya walks straight through Class 1A's door, as Nezu says over the intercom, Izuku Midoriya, would you please come to the front office? Izuku Midoriya, please come to the front office. Thank you very much. As Izuku says, this is gonna be such a drag. As Izuku walks to the principal's office. When he gets there, he sees Ryuko and Nijire. Nijire's arm is in a cast, and her neck is in a cast as well. Ryuko has crutches on and a bandage over her neck, and it looks like a cut. Seems like somebody's cut her, and her nose is dislocated, and they just don't look okay. So as Principal Nezu said, would you mind explaining this? And then as Izuku said, fine. I was walking to the store. And as cue in flashback. As Izuku Midoriya was walking to the store until he bumped into Nijire and Ryuko patrolling. As Nijire said, it's you! You're the kid that almost killed me by choking me. Yeah, what if I am? As Nijire pushed him, and then as he thought back to when Bakyo beat him, and when everybody just tortured him, and he got PTSD from that, even though he doesn't act like it, he has PTSD from that. And he remembers when Bakugo told him to off himself. And he remembered that. Izuku backhanded Nijire, and she got sent into a building. With his demonic arm, by the way. And as Izuku summoned his sword and rushed at Nijire, but before he could do anything, Ryuko was in her dragon form and swiped him away with her giant hand, and he flew through 2 buildings. He rushed back out with sword in hand and tried to swipe at Ryuko wildly, because if somebody attacks him or somebody touches him or hits him in a certain way, he would just go into a blind rage and just destroy anything and everything in his path. So as he tried to fly up to Ryuko and punch her in the face, that worked, but as he tried to slash her head off, she grabbed his sword and snapped. It broke, literally. And as she used all of her power, and boom, sent him flying into a wall. As Izuku thought of everything he had to endure, everything he had to feel, his mother abandoning him because he didn't have a quirk, just everyone. And then he still felt weak, how he wasn't strong enough to defend himself, how everyone would think he's weak. And then as he got up, his aura surrounded by a demon. And as he reached out for something, but instead of the regular eclipse blade, something else came. Something else appeared in his hand. As his eyes grew red, and as his demonic arm started to glow even more red than it already was. And as he summoned this. He summoned this out of his hand, and then as he got into his stance, it's kind of like when Tanjiro is about to do water breathing, but it's not any type of breathing style. But I just had to do that as a reference. As he got into the same stance as Tanjiro gets when he about to breathe, does his water technique, and as his dark wing, and as his wing spread behind his back, and as he rushed towards Ryuko with such blinding speed she could not react, and then Izuku stabbed her right in her arm, and then roundhouse kicked her in the face, sending her into a building. And she was surprised because she thought she defeated him, but she has to go full power, and as Nijire wakes up and rushes into the battle and puts on her Viking armor. If you guys don't know what that is, I will show you. If you have not watched Black Clover, this is her Viking armor. This is what it basically looks like, the concept of it. This is what it basically looks like. So as she rushed into the battle with wearing this, as she tried to as she thrusted her water sword at Izuku, but Izuku easily dodged it and thrusted his sword at her, which cut her cheek. And then as he was able to backhand her into a building, but she was able to easily brush it off. And as Ryuko got back up into her dragon form and just started barraging Izuku with punches, and as Nijire came in and doing the same, Izuku is trying his best to dodge, and then he summoned the Eclipse Blade. I'm gonna call it the Eclipse Katana because, because it's a katana and it looks like a sword, as he summoned the Eclipse Blade and the Eclipse Katana and just started balloting out with these two, and then he thought to himself, it's time to finish this. As Izuku flew up into the air and said, double black divider slash, as he slashed both of them with the double black divider. And as it went towards both of them, destroying both of them immediately, they are not surviving that, as they both went unconscious. And then as Izuku made sure by turning them around and stomping on their back so they could not get up, just literally stomping on their back just to make sure that they will not get up. He did that to both of them. He curb stomped them basically. So as Izuku got back home, and he was tired because he doesn't know what happened, but he knows he has a new power and he has to train it. So over the 2 weeks, he has trained the katana and learned 2 special moves: the death thrust, and what is it called? Oh, and the sword can absorb attacks and spit it back out. Alright, now we're back into the present. Young Izuku, do you realize what you've did? You've caused massive damage to buildings, to Ryuko, and to Nijire. We're gonna have to suspend you. But we're not gonna suspend you today because it is the first day of UA. But you will have to face punishment. Maybe not expelled or suspended, but you will have to work community service and still attend school. Fine. And we also will have to get you an escort. Why? Because what you've done today, this cannot happen again. So we're gonna have to ask Nijire, when you get back into full shape, you will have to watch Izuku Midoriya. Why? I'm not doing that, no. Unless you want to be suspended along with him, I suggest you do it. Fine. As Izuku went back to class, and as he opened the door, and as Aizawa was in the middle of yelling at his class, until he looked at Izuku with his red eyes, and then as Izuku walked up to Aizawa, and as he said, "You don't scare me, old man. I've been through worse. Expel me. I don't care. I knew what you did to your last class, but I could care less. I could probably go to Shiketsu or something like that. The only reason why I went here is because of my dad. So, Either you get that weird, ugly look off your face, or expel me. As Aizawa smiled, and then as he said, I like you, kid. You got spunk. You're my new favorite child. The rest of you, as he grabbed the PE uniform out of his sleeping bag, the rest of you, put these on, go to the locker room, put these on, and meet me outside at the testing grounds. Unless you all want to get expelled, except for Izuku here. As they all did so. Let's go to when they all are out on the training fields. As Aizawa said, alright, the first one of the entrance exams, please step forward. As Bakugo was about to step forward with the smuggest look on his face, but then as Aizawa said, not you, him, right there, Izuku Midoriya, first place, able to beat All Might's record. As everybody looked at him, and then as Bakugo said, oh, Deku, didn't I tell you to kill yourself? And then as Izuku grabbed Bakugo by his throat and slammed him onto the wall, and was about to crack his neck until Aizawa grabbed Izuku by his scarf, and then he said, you may be my favorite child, but I'm not gonna let you kill him. At least, not yet. Which I mean by that is you're not gonna kill him. You're gonna beat him to death. Let him go, and let's get this over with. I'm sleepy, and you're disrupting my beauty sleep. As Izuku dropped him, and Bakugo's unconscious. He unconscious. I don't know what to tell y'all. And also, I'm not gonna reveal who has one for all yet because I want to make it interesting. As the person who has one for all said, "What? How? I thought I was the top one, but I was in second. I'll show him who's gonna be the real number one hero." As Izuku went up and charged up his demonic arm until it got bigger, and kind of like how Naruto uses Kuruma's chakra to make his arm bigger. It's kind of like how Deku does it. And then as he throws the ball, creating 15 shockwaves as it went into outer space. And then as Aizawa said, infinity. Next one, as everything went on a cannon except Izuku got first place in everything, even beating Ida in the race. Izuku first, yada 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 second, Momo third. Actually, no. Izuku second, Momo third, Todoroki's fourth, yada yada yada. And actually, Ida's fifth, and then Todoroki, and then so on, so on, so on. As I said, good job, everyone. You were able to make it through the first day. Tomorrow we will be having a training class with All Might, so be ready for that. That is all. You guys are dismissed. As everybody is walking back to their homes until Izuku was bombarded by two people, Ochako Oraka and Tenya Ida. Then he says, what do you guys want? We're coming with you. Why? I don't know. We want to be your friends. Fine. Just don't annoy me. Okay. As all three of them walked to the train station where all of their, all three of them are where their houses are. Let's time skip to the next day. As everybody is just super pumped and excited for All Might to be the hero teacher. And let's go to Izuku. I can't believe this happened. Why does everything happen to me? I wonder if Aries okay. Time flashback to yesterday. It was in the evening, and as Izuku Midoriya is walking back home to his house until suddenly a little kid bumped into him. She was about yay hot, about small as you expect, has light blue hair and a horn. As he looked down at her, and then as he said, "Watch where you go." And then as he looked into the alley, and then as he saw Chisaki, or should I say, overall, as Izuku looks at Eren, and then as she's hugging onto his leg, shaking, and then as she looked up at him, immediately Izuku rushed at Overhaul and stabbed him in the heart. Because Izuku noticed in Eri's eyes where she was being tortured, told that she was either a curse, useless, or none of the above. She was being abused. He noticed that, and the bandages, those just don't come from any ordinary bruise. There's a thing called band-aids in this world. So obviously Izuku knew something was wrong, and then he stabbed Chisaki in the heart, but as he was narrowly able to dodge it and took off his gloves and threw spikes at him, as Izuku, he has the Eclipse Blade. The Eclipse Katana, he doesn't use it. He doesn't use it if it's like a need to do situation, because that sword is overpowered. I will tell you guys in a later story. But now let's focus on this one. As Chisaki took off his glove and threw spikes at him, but Izuku obviously was able to dodge and weave. And then as Izuku got into his stance, and then as he put all of his let's say dark energy into his legs, and his wing spread out, and then as he cut Chisaki's head right off, and then as his body fell to the ground lifeless. And then as Eri is just sitting there scared for her life because she don't know what happened. All she knows is the bad man is dead. As Izuku walks up to Eri and deactivates the Eclipse Blade. Eri, little girl, what's your name? As she was too scared to speak, but she coughed up 2 words. Eri. And then as he said, Eri, huh? Beautiful name for a beautiful little girl. Who was he? He was a bad man. As she goes on, as she shakily explains what he did to her, as Izuku was just terrified, just disgusted at Chisaki, and then as he just stepped on his head and just discarded of the body, as Izuku snapped his fingers, and then the body just burst into flames. Overhaul was no more. Izuku made sure of that. And then as Eri said, as Eri hugged onto his leg, and then as she said, "Thank you," and as she started to cry. Hey kid, come on, don't cry. It's okay. I'm here to save you. And as Izuku said, "So, what do you want to do now?" Can you be my papa? As Izuku was confused, he was looking around, and then as he said, "Me? I don't know if that's a good idea, kid. Maybe I should just take you to a foster." As Eri started to cry, and then as she said, You don't want to be with me?" And then as Izuku was like, "Fine, I can be your papa." And as Eri had a little smile on her face, but then the smile quickly went away, and then she hugged Izuku and started to cry again. And then as Izuku lifted her up, as you should do a baby, and then as he said, "Come on, Eri, let's go." And let's go to the present. In the present, he told what he did to Principal Nezu. Nezu scolded him and said he has more community service, but they do thank him for saving Eri. Thank you. And Izuku said, "Well, what should I do with her? I can't just leave her at my house." "Don't worry. We will have a babysitter. We will have a babysitter here for Eri until you get off of school." And As Eri started to cry, and then as he said, "No, come on, please don't leave me, Papa." As Izuku was like, "Oh, it's okay, Eri. It's fine. I won't. I'll never leave you. I gotta go to school, okay?" "You promise, Papa?" "Yeah, I promise." As Izuku set her down, and then as he walked away, saying, "Bye, bye, Snowflake." As he walked away. Now let's go to the training. The training. The training arc. As everybody's in their hero suits, and Izuku's hero suit, I'm not entirely sure. Uh, I'll just I know. Give me a second. This is his hero right here. Yeah, looking good, ain't we, bro? Looking, sheesh. All right, let's get back to the story. As Izuku Midoriya, there we go. As Izuku Midoriya walks out wearing this basic getup, and as he walked out smoking, because he has it's kind of like a mechanism for him. It's kind of like a coping mechanism for him. And no, he has healing abilities, so every time his lungs get bad due to the smoking, they just regenerate. So no, he will not have lung cancer. No. That's the whole reason. Well, that's not the whole reason why, but some of the part, because I knew he was gonna smoke. So as Izuku walks out, cigarette in his hand, and just walking, just like a complete and total menace to society. And then as he walked out, and as all of the girls were just simping, because just picture him with, instead of black, picture him with silver hair and his arm that he's using to scratch the back of his head with. Picture it like Asta's demon arm. Just picture it like that, alright? Alright, let's get back into the story. I wonder how long I've been doing this. So as Izuku Midoriya walks out, and then as All Might said, "Wow, young Midoriya, you looking sharp." Thanks, I guess, All Might. As All Might explains everything as he did in canon, and this time, instead of Uraraka, Momo's on his team. And then as he looked at Momo, and then as he said, "So, gotten any ideas?" As she looked at him and said, "No." See, in this one, Momo is smart, but she's very timid and very shy, so she just said no on impulse, because she is shy, because Izuku is a honking menace to society. He is about, not as tall as All Might, but about pretty tall. He's about, 5'10". Yeah, no, 1 feet tall. 1 foot tall. 1 foot tall. He's just a hulking menace to society. So basically, she's just scared of Izuku, and then as Izuku said, "Fine, I guess we're just going there guns blazing. What can you do?" As Momo explains her quirk. Okay. Good quirk. As All Might said, "Hero team, go in!" As they went in. As Bakugo was looking for Izuku and Momo, and then as Izuku said, "Momo, go find the bomb. I'm pretty sure it's on the top. Pretty sure it's at the very top of the levels. I'll take care of Bakugo. Alright?" As he patted her back, and as she just went to go search for the bomb until he found Bakugo, and then he said, "Oi, Bakugo, fight me so I can destroy you." And as he blasted towards Izuku, then he said, "Shina, you useless Deku!" But before Bakugo could pop an explosion, Izuku grabbed him by his face and just repeatedly slams him on the wall, the ground, and as he just yeets Bakugo. I'm not even gonna lie, he's a menace. So as Izuku just goes up to Bakugo and just curb stomps him on the ground, just curb stomping him. He's literally eating cement That's how hard Izuku's kicking him. He even kicked him so hard that boom, Bakugo went through the ground and is knocked out, bloody and beaten. But Izuku's not done yet. He said, "And his name is John Cena," and just slammed his whole body onto Bakugo, and just it's done. Bakugo is done. Izuku, I forgot to explain his personality. Towards new people and to people who touch him, he is cold, he is a menace, but he likes to play, kind of like Spider-Man. He likes to play when he fights people. So, yeah. And then as he said, one hero's team is eliminated. And then as he said, Momo, you failed. But then as Bakugo got up and said, "Shina!" and blew a huge explosion into Izuku's face until Izuku was just like, "You see this picture? That's how he looks. He's a complete menace. Like, only a couple of scratches on him. Like, that's all." And then as Izuku looked down at Bakugo and just literally stomped his face until he was knocked unconscious. Until Izuku put tape on him, and then he said, "One villain?" Until All Might said, "One villain was captured. Only 2 minutes remaining." And then as Izuku just, screw it. And then as he let out a wing, and then as Izuku just flew up to the top building and saw the bomb, and as he flew towards it, just backhanding Ida in the face, not getting a chance to just run at him or say anything, and touches the bomb. And that's why I'm going to be video it off, guys. Make sure you like, subscribe, turn on notifications so you know when I'm going to be posting my next video. I love you guys so much. I will see you guys later. Peace out.